Before we even open today's book, we are promised the goriest issue ever. Will the 4 stories inside live up to that promise? Brandon's Monster Morgue is dissecting the 8th issue of Bart Simpson's Treehouse of Horror. The front cover stomps into our neighborhood as a half-faced giant Bart holds the school bus in the air. The authorities are useless against his might in this homage to the classic movie poster for War of the Colossal Beast. 8 issues in, and we finally have a couch gag, with the TV zapping the Simpson family into a crisp, leading into our first story, Night of 19 Screams, by Ty Templeton. At the burnt-up family's funeral, Grandpa Simpson blames himself for their deaths, as he was fumbling with the TV's innards. He returns to the house to be alone, but Homer actually left the place to nearly the entire town. Grandpa isn't alone anymore. Meanwhile, the family is still sticking around as ghosts, ready to haunt their friends. Lisa believes they have some unknown task to complete before they can fully move on to the next life. But what? Through a series of mundane hauntings, people start being frightened away, and Grandpa continues to blame himself. Homer takes a break to scare his boss, accidentally killing him. When he returns, nearly everyone is gone. Bart turns out to be a really good haunter. Only Grandpa is left. He seems to be the only person who can't see the specters. Perhaps the Simpsons' final task is to forgive Grandpa, but it turns out the old man accidentally switched glasses with Hans Moleman. The mistake is corrected, and now the old man can see his family, scaring him to death. They are all one big, happy enough family once again. Pour yourself a bowl of cereal and take a seat for Tales from the Quickie Mart, written by Gail Simone. In this brief 5-pager, Apu tells us a rhyme about the Simpson family buying 5 new cereals, ignorant of the terrible curse they behold. The killer mascots in the boxes are released, and it's Maggie who saves the day, and Homer who eats the spoils. Car accidents are nothing to clown around about, especially in Christine, written by Scott Shaw. Homer crashes his car into a tank of acid, destroying the family vehicle. The next day, Homer skims the personal ads for a cheap, used car. He finds that Krusty the Clown is selling one, and we all know Homer's luck buying from Krusty. Meanwhile, Marge gets the kids ready for Halloween with their discount clown costumes. As Homer drives home in his new clown car, he pulls the mysterious lever, transforming him into the monstrous Big Daddy Homer Fink. The Homer Fink causes trouble around Springfield. Marge and the kids trick-or-treat, and it's fun to see what the different Springfieldians hand out. They get to Krusty's house, and Marge asks about Homer's purchase from him. The town's clown warns her that if Homer is driving old Christine and the kids are dressed as clowns, they are in danger. The possessed Homer shows up and chases the 5 of them home. After a flashback origin story, Christine catches up and eats her once owner. The indigestion caused by Krusty puts an end to the curse at last. As Mr. Burns improperly disposes of a batch of nuclear waste, he introduces us to The Power Plant of Pain, the Lexicon of Lurid Limericks, written by Hilary Barta. This is a disgustingly delightful way to end the issue. It is the ABC's book any Treehouse of Horror fan would have wanted to grow up with, as each letter of the alphabet teaches us a new creepy creature or a demented demise for our beloved characters. I enjoyed the 2 smaller stories more than the full-length tales in this issue. Night of 19 Screams wasn't bad, but I found the hauntings to be more interesting than Grandpa's internal struggle. I wish Christine gave us more of Big Daddy Homer's destruction kick. Between the setup, the flashback, and the fun time we spent trick-or-treating with the kids, I feel like the monster barely had enough time in its own story. Tales from the Quickie Mart is like a trippy prize at the bottom of the cereal box, adding a terrifying twist to many of our favorite real-life mascots, including Count Chocula and Frankenberry. So far, whenever the treehouse rhymes, it gives us good times. The Lexicon of Lurid Limericks is definitely my favorite, and is likely the reason for the front cover's promise. The shadowy artwork and fearlessness it shows in its grossness is everything I could want from a Simpsons Halloween special, no matter the medium. A handful of highlights to me include B for brain, C for creature, E for elephant, H for heart, M for mad, and X for X-ray. It's a dreadfully delightful journey into the monstrous, and next month's adventures will make you choke in fear.